welcome to the Sins Review. I'm your host, Jackie Sins, and don't worry, I'm not going to do that the whole time. So I thought I would start reviewing older movies from the late 90s and early 2000s. You saw the thumbnail, you know why I'm dressed like this, you know what movie I'm going to talk about. Let's all dive into The Matrix. The Matrix, released in 1999, stars Keanu Reeves as Neo, Carrie-Anne Moss as Trinity, and Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus. Those are, of course, the three primary characters. There are others with some kind of importance to them, like Tank, played by Marcus Chung, the Oracle, played by the late Gloria Foster, Cypher, played by Joe Pantoliano, and Agent Smith, played by Hugo Weaving. It'll be easy to talk about the main characters because, well, they're just about as two-dimensional as you can get. So before I get too ahead of myself, you must be asking, what is the Matrix? A better question might be, what is real? What we smell, what we see, what we feel, what we taste. How do we know it's real? Knowing. What do we know? I have no idea what I'm talking about. Basically, the Matrix is a made-up reality that people are plugged into where everything feels real, but it's not. It is a complex of all sorts of programming that tells the person's mind what they see, what they feel, smell, taste. You get the idea. In this time, the future, I don't remember the exact year they said it was in the real world. I think it was like the year 2360 or some shit. Human beings are used for nefarious purposes while they are plugged into this matrix, which is basically their whole life, because unlike regular humans who are born, these humans are made and they're cybernetic and stuff. Have like plug-in sockets in the back of their necks and their arms, I think. If you ever seen like the anime or read the manga of Ghost in the Shell, it's kind of like that. So I guess I'll talk about the protagonist. Neo is a hacker who does a lot of different things, like illegal downloads of like music onto like CDs and sells them to his client. Neo is contacted by Trinity, who is actually the first main character that we're introduced to in the film. In The Matrix, she is a badass chick in leather who totally kicks ass. If only were that simple. The film drops a lot of hints about her and our protagonist Neo, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, Neo, like most people in The Matrix, are unaware of it, but when he finally meets this mysterious Morpheus, who is the leader of the resistance against the big bad system, he begins to realize that things are not what they seem. While I'm at him, Morpheus believes Neo is the one, like, I guess, I don't really understand exactly what the one is supposed to be. The savior, I guess, the chosen one. I guess he's supposed to be like more powerful than the other members of the resistance, and I guess even the agents of the big bad system, you know, behind the Matrix and all that. Remember, I said two-dimensional, so there's really not much to these characters other than their current objective. Tank and Cypher are other recognizable members of Morpheus's resistance. Now, the Oracle gets very little screen time, but there is a lot of build-up to what she's all about. She supposedly knows all, the future, past, present, whether someone is what they're believed to be. Like I said, Morpheus believes that Neo is the one and has him go see the Oracle to see if that's true. Agent Smith is not really a person, he's more of a construct within the Matrix. He's usually accompanied by at least two other agents, and their job is to basically stamp out any form of non-conformity to the Matrix, like what Morpheus and his team are doing. Okay, let's be honest. All of that is not the reason why we watch this movie and its sequels. We love the action, we love the leather, we love the slow motion, and especially that leather on the lovely Trinity. It's too bad she was reduced to a simple love interest. I mean, look, her and Neo went through some stuff together, but never really got to know each other. They don't learn any intimate details about each other, and frankly, neither do we. Towards the end, Trinity says some shit like, "You can't die because I love you," and then kisses him. That's just something I roll my eyes at. I mean, shouldn't we all be worrying about staying alive?
Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive.
Well, let's get back to the cool stuff. The guns.
Double machine guns, motherfucker!
The explosions, the kung fu. Yeah, there's kung fu. If there's anything I can say about this movie is it ain't boring. The late 1990s and early 2000s were my time. I was rather young, probably a little bit too young to be watching movies like this, but my parents let me watch them. I just had to plug my ears whenever someone said a cuss word. I won't act like I love The Matrix, but, because I know that there's still issues with it, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it's bad. I think it's a highly entertaining sci-fi action flick. I just wish that the main characters were more dynamic and that the romance with Neo and Trinity wasn't so shoehorned. I give The Matrix Sin. This has been the Sins Review. I'm Jackie Sins. And be ready, because there's more Matrix coming your way.